Assalamualaikum and greetings to all who are watching this video right now. I am AIMAN bin Nazarruddin from Group 2. So we are going to present about our car, which is the Bezza 2020. This is my team members. The first one, Asyraf Ammar bin Jamrus, DEYERBEEN SIPAAN, SHAZIANA Muhammad SHAHRILL, and me, AIMAN bin Nazarruddin. This is the advertisement picture for our Bezza 2020. So let's start with the company background first. So the Stratas Sdn.Bhd is a car manufacturing company that has been established in Malaysia for the past 20 years. In car manufacturing fields, our company are one of the companies which operate mass production of car for Malaysian market. So this Stratas Sdn.Bhd focus more on Malaysian market to deliver a good car for Malaysian people. So the company motto is more adventure for everyone. So what is mean that people can go to adventures with this car that we sell because it's affordable to most of the people. So everyone can have their own adventures. So next, the company objective. So the objective for the Stratas Sdn.Bhd is to provide affordable yet quality car to customers, to provide car that satisfies customer needs, to features a new safety technology for customer. All of this is important for our company so that our customer satisfied with the car that they have buy. So this is the organization plan for our company. So the chairman, we have DEYERBEEN. The project design engineer, we have SHAZIANA. Vehicle engineer and vehicle stylist is AIMAN. Sales marketing and executive and salesman is Asyraf. So the target customer for our company is the fresh graduates, low-income family, e-hailing service workers, small families, and newly employed workers. This kind of target is our main focus because they just start their life. Maybe they don't have enough money to buy an expensive car. So that's why our company make an affordable car for this kind of customers. So the Bezza has four variants that you can choose from. So the first one is the first and the second is the base model, and the X and advanced version is the higher model. So the Pro2 Bezza 2020G manual transmission has a price of 33,456 ringgit. So the next base model is with automatic transmission, which is 35,391 ringgit. So the up version is the X automatic transmission, Pro2 Bezza X automatic transmission with a price tag of 42,551 ringgit. So the advanced model is the highest variant that you can get for the Bezza 2020 with the price of 48,356 ringgit. So this is all the variants for the Bezza 2020. So let's move on to the geometry specification. So as you can see that a lot of this specification is identical to each other. So except for the curb weight, the curb weight is a little bit different from the base model to the X and advanced version. So you can see that the base model manual transmission and the advanced automatic transmission has about a 75 kilogram difference. And the base model, which is the G manual transmission and G automatic transmission, has 14-inch alloy rims, while the X and advanced version have the 15-inch. So that's the only difference for the geometry. The rest is quite same. I think that's all from me. I will pass the next slide to my teammates. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and very good evening. Today I want to explain about the braking system of Bezza. First, equipped with ABS, EBD or EBFD, front ventilated disc and rear brake drum. Advanced safety assist. What is EBFD? EBFD is a electronic brake force distribution. The function is automatically brake technology that automatically varies the amount of force applied to each of vehicle speeds based on road conditions, speed and loading. Next slide. I will explain about acceleration specification. First, time taken 0 to 100 km/h. It takes around 11.5 seconds. Distance about distance about 270 meter. Engine power 94 horsepower at 6,000 rpm. Engine torque at 121 Newton meter at 4,000 rpm. Engine capacity around 1,329 cc. 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine. Number of cylinders that used in Bezza is 4 and transmission is automatic. Next, about safety specification. First, for the Bezza is used Advanced Safety Assist or ASS 2.0 pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, front deflection alert, radar misoperation control, 5-star ASEAN and CAP rating, stability control, head-start assist, dual XRS airbag, passenger and driver side, self-back reminder, anti-diff device, alarm and panic button, central lock button on instrumental. From the other side, this is the comparison about the variant of the Bezza. Standard G, Premium, Advanced. From here we can see the Advanced is a good advanced step. For the Standard G and Premium Act, there has no ASS or Advanced Safety Assist. So the Advanced is the good one. Next, I will pass this presentation to the other member. Thank you.
In 2.2, we discuss about the design of powertrain system properties to meet the acceleration specification. So powertrain system incorporate with every component which transform kinetic energy to propulsion motion. This includes the transmission, drive shaft, differential, axles and engine. The function of powertrain is to provide power for the car to move. The power is produced by the engine and then transferred to the drive shaft through a transmission. So in our product, Perodua Bezza 2020, it uses 1 NRVE engine, which is the 1.3 liter VVTi engine, and it has a capacity of 1,329 cc. It also uses 4-cylinder and it has a horsepower of 95 horsepower at 6,000 rpm and has a torque of 120 Newton meter at 4,200 rpm. It uses timing chain and uses petrol as their fuel and has a compression ratio of 11.5 to 1. Moving on to 2.3. In 2.3, we discuss about the design of brake system properties to meet braking specification. So in Perodua 2020, there are several safety features that has been added, such as the anti-lock braking system with electronic brake distribution ABS with EBD, Vehicle Stability Control VSC, Traction Control, TRC, Brake Assist, BA, and Advanced Safety Assist, ASA 2.0. Now I am going to explain about the anti-lock braking system with electronic brake distribution ABS with EBD. So anti-lock braking system is a safety anti-skid braking system that uses sensor and valves to prevent the wheels from locking during braking, therefore maintaining tractive contact with the road surface. However, since ABS only works with the rotation of the wheel as the vehicle moves forward or backward, it does not stop the wheel from sliding sideways, and that's when the electronic brake distribution comes to help. It applies different amount of braking force on each wheel as to reduce the speed of the vehicle or bring it to a complete stop. Vehicle Stability Control VSC, or also known as the Electronic Stability Control ESC, is a system that helps to prevent side skids and help to stabilize the vehicle while turning on a curve. Based on National Highway Traffic Safety Administration (NHTSA) report, vehicles equipped with VSC can effectively reduce single vehicle accident by 35% for automobile. So when the vehicle senses slipping, braking is automatically applied to all the wheels, and for safety of the vehicle, engine power is reduced. For example, when the steering refuses to turn from understeering, the vehicle will take control to steer towards the inner curve. And when the vehicle starts to spin from oversteering, the vehicle will take control to steer toward the outer curve. Traction control, or TRC, is an active safety feature that is designed to help the vehicle make effective use of all the traction available on the road when acceleration on low friction surfaces. So without traction control, any attempts to accelerate on slippery surface can lead to slip. When the tires spin quickly on the road surfaces without gaining any grip, so that the vehicle does not accelerate. Traction control uses the same component as ABS, which is the speed sensor, hydraulic modulator, and ECU. So ECU continuously check whether some wheels are spinning faster than the other, which is an indicator of losing traction. So when slippage is detected, hydraulic modulator applied and release the brake in rapid succession to reduce its rotation. Some even reduce the engine power when the wheels are about to slip. Once traction is gained, the system will return to monitor the wheel speed and compare it to the rotational speed of the vehicle's wheel. Brake Assist, or BA, is a system that measures the speed and force of brake application to determine whether the driver is attempting an emergency stop. This system can differentiate between slowing down at traffic light and making an emergency stop. Brake Assist is designed to work along with ABS. ABS rapidly pumps the brake during a hard stop to prevent the vehicle from sliding and skidding. Brake Assist, in the other hand, simply allows the ABS system to stop the vehicle even more efficiently to avoid it from skidding or rear-ending the car ahead. Advanced Safety Assist, ASA 2.0, is a safety feature that steps in when the driver is distracted and did not notice the danger ahead. It uses a camera mounted behind the rear view mirror. There are several functions of the ASA. The first one is the pre-collision warning. It alerts the driver when it approaching danger too fast. The second one is the pre-collision braking. It applies maximum braking pressure if the driver does not react on time. Apart from its main function to avoid collision, ASA also has two other minor driver support functions. The third one is the front departure alert. It works when a car is at a temporary stop, for instance in a traffic light or in a traffic jam. So if ASA detects that the vehicle in front has driven off and the driver is not responding, it buzzes a warning. And the last one is the pedal misoperation control. It prevents the driver from selecting the wrong gear and accidentally hit the wall in front of the vehicle. So if ASA detects there is a wall ahead, it suppresses the engine output and warning buzzes to alert the driver. The car will still move, but it will move in a very slow speed.
Hello, my name is SIPAAN, metric ID MH18035. So today I will be presenting for the 2.4, which is the design of suspension and steering system properties to meet ride, handling, rollover, and durability specification. And for this 2.4 part, we divided it into two parts, which is for the suspension system and steering system. For the suspension system, the front section, we choose to apply the McPherson strut. McPherson strut is a suspension that categorized as an independent suspension system, and its structure consists of combination between a shock absorber and a coil spring into a single unit. And this combination makes it more simple and easy the maintenance work. The benefit from this application of McPherson strut is it's give benefit to the steering system, which makes the bottom follow an up when the wheel is steered, which means the lower arm will follow the steering, which is when it turns to the left or to the right side. And also the simplicity of the design also means that there will be less joints in the suspension system to wear over time, affecting handling and steering feel. And for the rear section, we choose to apply the torsion beam axle. Torsion beam axle, also known as a twist beam, which is a large H or C-shaped member that apply and support the rear section of the car. And this member is connected from the left side until to the right side of the car, and it's known as a dependent suspension system. So why we choose this torsion beam for the rear section? Because it is a low cost, durable, fewer bushing needed compared to the multi-link suspension, and this aspect makes it less stress and less prone to wear. So for the steering system, we choose to apply the electronic power steering that use electric motor instead of hydraulic system to help reduce the steering resistance due to the car weight, especially in static condition or when to start moving the car. And the benefit by applying this EPS system is the engine compartment can be less crowded because most of the high pressure hose is being eliminated, and also the belt driven that help to move or power the auxiliary components also being removed. And at the same time, this situation helps to improve the fuel efficiency of the car. And by combining electronic stability control with the EPS system, it can instantly wear top assist to assist the driver in maintaining the stability of the car due to the road condition. Either the car is slipping, understeering, or oversteering. For the design of body system properties to meet crash safety specification, our Perdua Bezza undergoes the crash safety test that held in JARI, which is Japan Automobile Research Institute. And during that test, our Perdua Bezza made an excellent performance by scoring 15.38 points in the Adult Occupant Protection (AOP). Meanwhile, for the Child Occupant Protection category, we managed to achieve 4-star rating at 85% compliance with ISOFIX and top tether for child restraint system. And how we managed to get this point is our Perdua Bezza equipped with electronic stability control traction control and electronic brake force distribution that manage to help the car to avoid fatal accident. And EBD in automobile brake technology is a system that automatically varies the amount of force applied to each of a vehicle wheels based on road conditions, speed, loading, and etc.
In 2.6, we will discuss about the exterior and interior specification. So the exterior specification consists of three major parts, which is the body design, the headlamp and tail lamp design, skirting, rim, and spoiler. So the first one is the body design. As we can see now is the side-by-side picture of the Bezza Premium 2016 and the Bezza 2020. So Pro 2 Bezza is the first Pro 2 X-segment sedan car produced back in 2016, complement to Pro 2 Axia. What can we obviously notice in the Bezza 2020? It has a more tough, bolder look compared to the 2016 design, which was more blunt. The edges in the new version are more well-defined. From the rear view, the curves are more noticeable in the new Bezza. So the second one is the headlamp and tail lamp design. So in the new design, the headlamps are more bold and aggressive looking, and LED headlamps have been standardized, which was only restricted to top spec variant on the earlier version. It also comes with a feature, auto sensing technology, which turns off the headlamp within 3 minutes to help to save the battery. Not only that, the changes in the tail lamp design also enhance the car's sporty side. So in the third one, we will discuss about the skirting, rim and bumper. In the X and AV model, two-tone alloy rims are equipped, revealing the sporty side of the vehicle. The new redesigned bumper is joined by the LED headlamps alongside the new hexagonal shaped grille. So in 1.3 variants, it gets a chrome trim on the grille. Meanwhile, for the 1.0, it gets the silver trim on the grille. Not to mention the new two-tone side skirting that only add more wow factor to this vehicle. Moving on to the interior specification. So first we are going to discuss about the seats. So in this Bezza 2020, semi-bucket leather seat is introduced to give that exclusive and luxury look to this vehicle. Leather gives a very lush feeling. Moreover, leather seats are pretty much easy to be taken care of. It is easy to clean and surely stain and smell resistant. Bezza 2020 also equipped with multimedia system with navigation and smart link with USB, Bluetooth and HDMI, and leather-wrapped steering wheel with audio switches and a reverse camera. Also, the new redesigned meter combination with white illumination gives you that being in a race feeling instead of the usual yellow-orange combination. Next is the push start or stop button. This feature allows you to fire up your car engine without fumbling for a key in your pocket or your purse. Next is luggage space. Pro 2 Bezza 2020 has a capacity of 508 liters of luggage space, which is very suitable when you want to bring your whole closet when you are going on a road trip or even to carry your shopping bags. Luggage net is also equipped to store stuff like shoes or bottle or anything to prevent these stuff from fumbling during driving. The next one is it also has a full-size tire replacement located at the under luggage compartment. You can store your tools in this compartment to make room at the luggage compartment. And lastly is the rear console handphone slot with USB port. So when you are going out and your phone's battery is low, this will save you. In 2.7, we will do a comparison between Pro 2 Bezza 2020 with Proton Saga 2019, since it shares the same segment. So in terms of the engine, Pro 2 Bezza is the 1.3 petrol engine 16-valve DOHC with dual VVTi. Meanwhile, for Saga, it has a 1.3-liter petrol engine, inline 4-cylinder 16-valve DOHC VVT. Now we can see all the specifications comparison between the Bezza 1.3 Premium X80 and the Saga Premium AT. So in terms of safety, it both share the same amount of safety, which is both does not have the side airbag front. So moving on to the overall comparison between the Bezza 1.3 Premium X80 and the Saga Premium AT. So in terms of the interior seat, the Bezza 2020 has the semi-bucket leather. Meanwhile, for the Saga 2019, it only uses fabric. For the timing type, Bezza 2020 uses timing chain, and for Saga, it uses timing belt. For the compression ratio, Bezza has a compression ratio of 11.5 to 1, meanwhile for Saga, it has a compression ratio of 10 to 1. And this is the most exciting part, which is the fuel consumption. Because when we talk about Bezza, Bezza is a more fuel-safe car compared to any other car we see. So Pro Duo Bezza only uses 4.5 liter per 100 kilometer. Meanwhile, for Proton Saga, it uses 6.7 liter per 100 kilometer. Pro Duo Bezza has a fuel tank of 3.6 liter. Meanwhile, for Proton Saga, it has a fuel tank of 40 liter. And the boot space for Pro Duo Bezza is the winning because it has the capacity of 508 liter. Meanwhile, for Proton Saga, it only has around 420 liter. In terms of the spare tire, so Pro Duo Bezza will give you a full-size spare tire. Meanwhile, Proton Saga will just give you a space saver and headlamps. The new version of the Bezza 2020, it all uses the LED headlamps. Meanwhile, in Saga 2019, it just uses halogen headlamps. In terms of the price, so the Proton Saga will cost you around 39,800. Meanwhile, for the Pro Duo Bezza, to give you that exclusive and premium feeling, it just costs you 48,356 ringgit.
So now we will be discussing about Chapter 3 methodologies. In 3.1, we have our flowchart. So in the first step, we selected our group members. In the second step, we do our product selection, which is the product that we have selected is Pro Duo Bezza 2020. In the third step, we do our rough sketching of the product design. And the fourth step, we will be collecting information and specifications of the product. In the fifth step, we will do our 3D drawing using SolidWorks. And in the sixth step, we will be doing our computational fluid dynamics analysis using the same software, which is SolidWorks. So the last step, we will be doing report and presentation. Next is our Gantt chart. So the tasks that we do will be divided into 14 weeks. So in the first week, we will do our group member selection. The second and third week, we will do our product selection and discussion. The fourth week, we will do our rough sketching of the product. The fifth and sixth week, we will do our product detail specification and information in terms of the engine, the transmission, and the design. So from the 6 to 11 week, we will do our 3D sketching using SolidWorks. And starting from week 9 to 11, we will do our computational fluid dynamics analysis of the product using SolidWorks. So the final report, we will be starting doing it from week 5 to week 13. And in the week 14, we will do our presentation. Moving on to cost of manufacturing. So manufacturing costs can be divided into 4 categories, which is the fixed cost, variable cost, revenue, and net profit. So fixed cost is the cost that remain constant regardless of the production output, for example, the rental and the taxes. While variable cost is the cost that change in proportion to the production output. It may increase or decrease, depends on the company production volume. For example, the raw material and the packaging. Net profit is the revenue after deducting the operating costs, interest, expense, and cost of goods sold. While for revenue, it is the amount of income generated by sales of the company operation. So our fixed costs, we have fixed the salary to 120,000, and the office rental would be 25,000 per month. The insurance would be 3,000. Repairs and maintenance of all the facilities inside the building would be 8,000 per month. Advertising would be 10,000. Utilities such as the water bills, the electricity, and the telephone bill will be 8,000. Accounting charges would be 2,000, and others will be 80,000. So the total fixed cost will be 256,000. While for variable costs, we have divided it for per unit. So the direct material, or in other terms, the raw material that we have used per unit is around 20,000 ringgit. The shipping per unit would be 1,500 ringgit. The commission per unit would be 1,800, and other costs per unit would be 1,500. So the total variable cost per unit would be 24,800. So for the sales per unit, we would sell it at 48,356 ringgit, and the sales for the first month that we have targeted, which is 50 units. So the total sales that we will be getting is 2,417,800. So contribution margin is the sales per unit minus the variable cost per unit. So the sales per unit would be 48,356 minus 24,800. So the contribution margin that we will be getting is 23,556. The break-even unit is the total fixed cost divided by the contribution margin. So 256,000 divided by 23,556. So we will be getting around 10.87 unit or 11 unit. Gross profit per ratio per period would be the revenue minus the total cost divided by the revenue times 100. So we will be getting around 30.35%. And the net profit is the fixed cost plus the variable cost minus the gross profit. So 1,248,000 minus 651,800. So the net profit that you will be getting is around 596,200. So in the first month of launching, we have targeted to sell around 50 units. So in the subsequent 6 months, we targeted to sell 10,000 units in Malaysia alone. So the net profit that we will be getting will be different, as the variable costs may be varied as we have different sales volume. Moving on to the break-even. Break-even is a tool used to determine when product will be profitable. The main purpose of the break-even point is to determine the minimum output that must be exceeded by a business to achieve profit. If the business does not meet this level, it will be hard for them to keep operating. And it also helps for the business to have a dynamic view of relationship between cost, sales, and profit. So as we can see, our break-even point will be at 11 units. So after 11 units that we have sold, we will be getting profit.
Hello, My name is DEYERBEEN SIPAAN, metric ID MH18035. And I will continue for our project presentation for the CFD analysis part. This is the final sketch for our car that had been done using this SolidWorks software. For the CFD analysis, we have done 3 analyses, which is the cut plot analysis, surface plot analysis, and floor trajectories analysis. For the cut plot analysis, as we can see here, that most of the pressure is located at the front side of our car. Same goes for the surface analysis, that the pressure is high at the front side of the car. And for the floor trajectories, as we can see here, that the lines and arrow, when it's hit the front side, it is deflected to the upper side, bottom side, left and right side of the car. So this is the graph that we have extracted from the CFD analysis. And as we can see here, that for the drag force, the value is increasing, rapidly increasing. And for the down force, it is increased first and then decreased after that. And from the graph, we obtain that the value for the down force is 0.0531 Newton, and for the drag force is minus 2.2791 Newton. So for the modification that we plan to do on our Bezza 2020, we have divided it into 3 parts, which is for the underbody, body, and the ECU programming modification. So for the underbody parts, we plan to add skirt for the front, side, and rear section for the car. And this skirt will improve the air resistance and deflect the airflow that may cause drag under the car body. And at the same time, it will improve the market value, which makes the car look more tough and smart. For the body modification, we plan to add hole on the front hood and spoiler for the rear bonnet. The air hole at the front hood will help to catch more air and help to cool the engine. And meanwhile, for the spoiler, that helps to prevent the rear section from swaying, especially when the car in high speed. And as we know that if we add a spoiler, it will increase the drag force of the car. But with correct angle and implementation, the drag force generated can be used for good reason. And for the last part, which is the ECU programming, this modification is an aftermarket modification that we offer to our customer that want to increase their car performance. Where our ECU program modification will focus on the fuel and air control as well for the drivetrain program. And with this modification, the engine power output can be manipulated and synchronized with the final drivetrain output to exert great performance for the car. So what we can conclude from our project is our Bezza is very suitable for those who want an affordable yet quality car with new safety and technology features that our company offers to them. And also, as we mentioned throughout our project, that our target customer is among those fresh graduates, low-income family, small family, new employed worker, and e-hailing service worker that might attract into our Bezza. This is because of it is very affordable and reliable. Furthermore, we will make sure that every customer has a good experience in driving our Bezza 2020. And even though our Bezza is not have much power compared to those high CC cars, but it is still enough to fulfill our daily needs, such as go to work, travel, hanging out, and so on. So what we can conclude here is that our Bezza 2020 is very good car, especially when used in developing town, small road, and in compact area, because its size is not big and it has easy to handle. Also implemented with sensors to avoid small accident and advanced safety system to better control and help to avoid fatal